What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Lineman Football, and today's video is going to be about tips that'll help in hot weather conditions. Now, where I'm from, Calgary, we had super ranging climates, right? In the August months, we'd have plus 30, 34, somewhere in that range Celsius. And then by November, we'd have like minus 30 weather. So we got really good at changing the way that we wore and looked at the climate to help suit our needs, right? We did not wear the same things all year. You had to have different outfits and things ready for different conditions. So yes, I do know a lot more about cold weather. However, at the same time, I have picked up a lot of information over the years about different things to deal with hot weather. And let's go into those today. So first off, new studio again. I think this is the last one, and that's because I actually moved from Calgary to Vancouver. So now in a new city, I have a new office. I'm working on the backdrop still here, but that'll get done. And then I think this will be the one for good. So the first thing I want to talk with you guys about today is going to be about prepping yourself beforehand. Now, a lot of the mistakes kids make are when it comes to hot weather, they go outside, they do all their hot weather stuff, and then they get super dehydrated, and then they start drinking a lot of water, right? And then you get waterlogged. It's just not a good situation. You get cramps because your body's not hydrated properly. So what you want to do is actually start your hydration process the day before. Make sure the day before a game or whatever, you are drinking tons of water throughout the day and the night before. Make sure your body is entirely hydrated before you walk out on that field at all. It'll put you in a lot better situation. Now, next I want to talk about what you should do now that you're on the field, right? So you want to make sure you're drinking a lot of water. That goes without saying, right? That'll be the second tip, is just drink a lot of water. Now, there's a couple things around it that are kind of pros and cons, right? You could have super cold water, which is very good, right? It'll help cool you down, which is what you want. However, at the same time, drinking cool water uses more of your body's energy because your body has to naturally warm that water up so it can go through your system. So you do lose a little bit more energy on that side. However, it is a lot more refreshing. Another thing you can do to help replace your electrolytes is have different items that will be rich in electrolytes. Now, the one that you always see people have are pickles, right? You see people with jars of pickles, and that's because it is packed full of electrolytes. Other things like obviously Gatorade as well. But that is one thing you can do, that the pickle will be full of water because A, it is a cucumber, so there's lots of water in it, and then B, the electrolytes from the pickling process and the salt, that'll be good for you as well. So you want to make sure you have some different things that you can help hydrate yourself. Okay, now let's talk about ways you can actively cool yourself when you're on the sideline. So the number one easiest thing you can do right now is go into your house, grab all your hand towels, put them in the freezer, freeze all your towels, and then before that, put them in an ice bag and bring that ice bag with you to the field. And that way you have lots of cold towels on hand that you can help cool yourself down with, okay? That's gonna be the next tip. Now, following that, say if you don't have these cool towels, you just have bags of ice, you need to start looking at how you're applying this ice to your body. Now, there are certain key pressure points on your body which you can do your research on that'll actually help cool you down quicker than others. The number one is gonna be on the back of the neck. You wanna make sure you're applying ice right across the back of your neck here, or your cold towel, whatever it is. Okay. The second one is going to be on your wrists. If you put cold packs on your wrist and you're hot, it is very weird to help see it cool down when it's literally just on your wrist. It's a super weird feeling, but it's super effective. The next one you can do is back of your knees. Back of your knees, again, is a really helpful pressure point where you can put bags of ice and it'll help cool you down quick. So I recommend getting a couple bags of ice, a couple cool towels, whatever method you want to use, have them on the sideline. You come off after a play, bag of ice on your neck, wrists, back and knees, you'll stay plenty cool. Now guys, I am in the middle of editing today's video right now, but the one thing I actually forgot to talk about was the Lineman Football shop. So if you guys don't know, the Lineman Football shop that I have been curating lately has a ton of new products that are coming out every single week. I've been putting a lot of time in the design and updating it with brand new products. Now when we're talking about the summer products that everyone needs, we have beach towels, we have hats, we have cutoff tees, everything that you would need to make sure you're staying cold in these hot times, I have on there. Now, the other good thing to talk about is I actually did decrease all the prices across the board, so don't forget to go check it out on there. Now, if you do want to pick anything up, don't forget to use code SUNNY at checkout, and that'll give you a little discount as well, and let me know who's watching these videos. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Check out the store. Let's get back to the video. Now, the next tip is going to be about investing in different items that you can actually help cool yourself down with. This right here is referred to as a frog towel, or there's a lot of different names for towels like this. What it is this really interesting material where you can see right now it's super dry, right? It's dry, it's crumpled up, it looks kind of gross. And it comes with a little case. I don't have the case with me anymore, but it acts kind of like a ShamWow. So what it does is once you take it, you dip it in water. See if we can get it going. Now it's going to start absorbing this water and expanding. Now it's whatever properties are in this that make it cool down. I don't know how it works, but once this thing is completely waterlogged, full of water, use cold water as well, put that around your neck. It does the exact same thing as a bag of ice with the cooling effects, but it's something you can dry out, store away easy. You can use over and over and over again. All you need to do is have a cold bottle of water with you. It'll absorb it and you're good to go. You can find these for super cheap on Amazon now. Again, mine is called a frog towel. I've been using this exact same one for like over 10 years. I love it. I highly recommend them. Now, the next one is going to be about your clothing. So you need to make sure that when you're dressing for different conditions, for heat, cold weather, whatever it is, you're dressing in layers. And when I'm talking layers, I mean multiple thin layers. That way, if you are outside and it's say 20 Celsius and you're wearing, whatever, or 15 Celsius, you're wearing a thin layer over top, you can easily strip that layer off and go down to a base layer. Right? Always make sure you're able to go down to one spot to get the maximum coolness. Dress in layers, that way if it does get hotter, you can easily dress down a couple layers, take them off, get down where you're cool again. Dressing in layers is the most helpful thing I can ever recommend for dealing with different weather conditions. Okay, now before we were talking about food. Now we're talking about food during the game now. The one thing we want to talk about is what you're eating the day before your game as well. So the best thing you can do the day before your game is make sure you're eating lots of fruits and vegetables. The reason you're doing that is because of all the natural waters that are kept inside these things that'll help actually hydrate you. You want to stay away from items like heavy proteins and heavy carbs and other items that'll bog you down that won't help you retain as much water. Now, if you've heard of the saying cool as a cucumber, it's for a reason. It's what people do. Okay, now this last one, I bet maybe 1% of the people watching this video will actually do. And that's because you might look like a bit of like a nerd doing it. And I get it. And that's bring an umbrella. If you're on the sideline of a game and your team doesn't have tents or anything to provide shade, bring your own umbrella. That way you can get shade, stay cool down. Your teammates will make fun of you, but I guarantee after one game, it's 30 degrees outside, they're watching you in that heat, they see you cool down, the next game they will be bringing their parents' umbrella as well. It will catch on if your team does not have tents for you guys to get shade in, I promise you. So guys, there's your tip. Get out there, enjoy football, give me one of these, and don't forget to be safe.